Guri and Gura's Seaside Adventure by Rieko Nakagawa and Yuriko Yamawaki. Guri and Gura are playing at the beach one day when all of a sudden, Guri says to Gura, "Hey, Gura, look out there! What is that?" Far out at sea, they can see something sparkling as it bobs up and down on the waves. "Ah, if only we knew how to swim, we could swim out and get it," says Guri. "There's no need. It looks like it's coming to shore," says Gura. The sparkling thing turns out to be an old wine bottle. Guri wriggles his nose and squeaks, "Oh boy, wine on the beach!" "Let's see," says Gura, shaking the bottle. "It doesn't sound like wine." "Let's open it, shall we?" asks Guri. "Yes, let's," says Gura. Gura tugs on the cork with all his might, but it won't budge. "I've got just the thing," he says, screwing a tiny seashell into the cork and tugging again with all his might. 1, 2, 3... Pop! The cork flies off the wine bottle. Now, what do you think they find inside it? It's a letter, a map, and 2 little swimming tubes. "My kind friends, come and visit me on Pearl Lighthouse Island." The sea giant. "Who are the kind friends?" asks Guri. "Is it us?" Guri and Gura look at each other, puzzled. "And who is this sea giant?" asks Gura. "It must be that wonderful swimmer we often hear about," says Guri. Guri and Gura look at the map. "If we go south and south again... Look, here's Pearl Lighthouse Island," says Guri. "Let's go there," says Gura. "We'll be fine as long as we use these swimming tubes. Are you ready, Guri?" "Ready, Gura." To sea, they cry and dive into the water. This is a first for Guri and Gura, tossed by the waves on a great adventure. Now don't you worry, Guri and Gura. Take it slow and sure, and ride the waves. Just then, from over the waves, Guri and Gura see someone waving at them. A voice calls out, "My kind friends, here, over here!" "Hey, it's the sea giant! Hello, hello!" Guri and Gura shout, waving back. With one stroke, the sea giant is by their side. Holding their swimming tubes, the sea giant says, "I'll pull you 2 along!" And with a powerful kick, the 3 of them speed towards Pearl Lighthouse Island. "This is what I call the sea giant stroke," says the sea giant. And in no time, Guri and Gura find themselves on a sandy beach surrounding a rocky tower. "This is Pearl Lighthouse Island, and my job is to take care of the pearl lamp," says the sea giant proudly. But then he looked sad and says, "But I dropped the pearl yesterday while I was polishing it, and it rolled into this crevice, and now I can't get it out." Peering into the crevice, Guri and Gura say, "We can get it for you." Slowly and carefully, Guri and Gura walk into the dark, damp crevice. The sound of crashing waves echoes inside. There, at the very end of the crevice, something glows in the dark. It is the pearl, a real beauty, the biggest Guri and Gura have ever seen. Guri and Gura return the pearl to the sea giant. He carefully places it back in the lighthouse and says, "Thank you, my kind friends. Thank you so much. The pearl lighthouse is back in order again." Then he asks Guri and Gura, "Now, is there something I can do for the two of you?" "Yes, we want to see you swim," say Guri and Gura together. "I'd love to show you my strokes," says the sea giant, and he dives into the water. "Here's the dog paddle. And this is the jellyfish stroke, the whale swim, and the butterfly stroke, the flatfish swim, the frog stroke, and I'll finish off with the dolphin jump." "Amazing! Wonderful! Brilliant!" cheer Guri and Gura, their eyes open with wonder. "If only we could swim," says Guri. "Yes, if only we could swim like that," says Gura. "You can," says the sea giant. "Just dive in and give it all you've got." Guri and Gura dive into the water. Paddling and kicking like the sea giant, they are soon swimming on their own. First, they do the dog paddle. Next is the jellyfish stroke. Then the whale swim. The butterfly stroke. "That's it! That's the way!" says the sea giant. "And now, to finish things off, the dolphin jump!" Before they know it, the sun has begun to set. Guri and Gura swim home at full speed, using the sea giant stroke that they have just learned. The sea giant makes sure that Guri and Gura are safely on shore, then says, "Come and visit me again, my friends!" And with one last dolphin jump, he disappears under the waves. That night, Guri and Gura sit on the beach and watch the light from the pearl lighthouse dancing on the waves under the star-filled sky. The end.